expect, but you know what? Screw all that. It's Palu.
Yeah.
Palu, on the other hand, as contrary to Zelda, in very quick. So
Palu dash speed, pretty good, pretty good.
pretty good. All right, right away, raw tipper forward air.
Oh my goodness. All right, good read. So one thing that Marth does really well in this matchup is also this sort of same thing with Zelda, is juggling Palutena is like pretty good for Marth. If you're directly below Palu, you can just kind of throw it up there because Palu doesn't have like a button to force her way down. If she nairs, you trade, and oh no, Marth took like single hit of nair, but you got like tipper up air. Like that obviously is in your favor.
Yeah, trading with Marth is going to be a little bit hard, but in the same vein, Palutena has a much faster and a much quicker recovery on her teleport, so she can get out of danger really quick, especially on battlefield, thanks to teleport cancels being an option. And fast fall air dodge, like you can't underestimate just how good having a amazing fall speed is, and Palutena has a pretty good one.
And also
No,
on ledge,
no.
Marth can stand at the perfect distance where like fair from ledge is like not really gonna hit you. And like you're in perfect range to also get like a tipper F tilt on neutral get up or maybe even catching jump. And because you're kind of far back, you can also maybe react to roll a little bit easier. So it just Marth does a good job of ledge trapping Palu. Also because you're standing further back, it's easier to react to Palu if she tries to teleport in. You can just run in and like dash grab or dash attack.
Oh no, bad DI. That's a shame. All right, Vash. He's gonna need to keep momentum going because from what I've seen, SaurDeux has plenty of experience in these, not only in Wi-Fi brackets but in brackets in general. But if Vash is able to put some stuff together,
yeah, that I don't believe F Smash will 2-frame Palu. That would be some crazy like spacing on it, but
it depends.
I'd say your ledge trapping with like tip or F tilt is like so good that I don't think the F Smash would be worth it personally.
Well, if SaurDeux is teleporting from above the ledge, then you can't 2-frame it at all. Nice
Okay.
conversion. Nair 1 stuff always gonna be pretty cool and a good thing to have in your back pocket. Yeah, like there, since they teleport from below, then there he could have 2-framed it. But alas, spacing right is pretty easy, and the great thing about ledge is that everything is like there's no variability in ledge. All of the ledge get up options are exactly the same every time.
Yeah, having that strong tipper F tilt and the tipper nair as well are really, like you said, because they're at the ledge, you can space it pretty easily as Marthin. Like almost guaranteed tippers if you have the right timing and spacing.
That could have been Dancing Blade. I think Dancing Blade would have been more damage. Small optimizations, but if he's swinging these F smashes and they're hitting, you can't really complain all that much.
Oh, the shield breaker! Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that is a you know why the reason we don't see Marth and Lucina use dash attack because pivot cancel F tilt does the same thing but better.
That is true. Yes, there might be some really fringe case where dash attack has slightly more horizontal range, but it's very 90% of the time you want up tilt, as we just saw.
Look at that F tilt. It's so good. Why are you even trying with anything else?
One move that Marth has that I will personally like die on that hill that is better than Lucina's. Tipper F tilt is just amazing. It is so good.
Its tipper hitbox wasn't buffed though.
It wasn't, but it honestly did need it. Because the way the move arcs downward, sometimes people will be standing right next to me and I'll just tipper F tilt and it'll like tipper on their foot. It's like it's insane.
Yeah, only the tipper hitbox needs to connect. It does not matter where it hits, though. It's only a problem when you hit more than just the tipper hitbox, because the tipper hitbox will get overwritten by the sour spot, which is unfortunate for Marth, but it's how it's always been. Makes you want to space better. Just space better, idiots. God. Now, there's a reason why Lucina is a bit more popular and a solid switch into the Zelda, into the main. Interesting attempt at a counter pick, but it just looks like Looks like Vash might have been much more ready for Palutena. And being a bit more experienced with Zelda, you kind of have to know these matchups. Wow, he rolled in and wanted SaurDeux to shield so bad.
Yeah, see, look at that. The knight, but we could definitely say SaurDeux was having problems getting off of the ledge, but setting up the knight in that way can kind of help them alleviate that advantage that Vashes had in the previous game.
Wave bounce it back. Keeps going doing it. You know, what I do find interesting. Oh wow, that Dinspire killed. What I do find interesting a lot more with how SaurDeux is playing is that they're utilizing the different hitboxes of the Phantom more than I see many other Zelda players. Many other Zelda players are trying to set up.
Oh my!
Wow,
God.
you dead already? No, okay, no. More of the Zelda players are trying to set up full Knight and make it so they can move while it throws out its hitbox. But all of the other different Knight hitboxes function for different situations, whether it be quick slashes or overhead strikes. And augmenting a already incredibly long range hitbox like that is just another tool in your favor.
Yeah, it could be.
Spacing.
We're kind of seeing some of it right now, but we're seeing Vash jump a lot more in neutral, and that's honestly just because of the knight. Like you said earlier, the different charges have different hitboxes. So sometimes you're trying to jump the full charge hitbox, but doesn't have one until the end. But like the half one, as you just saw right there, the hitbox is kind of more in the middle, where you'll be landing if you're trying to jump over the full charge, and that can make it really difficult for Marth to get in. It's just because he's kind of floaty. It's just so hard for him sometimes. He's put in such an awkward spot where he has to go to full hop height.
Yeah, and one of the classic weaknesses of Marth and Lucina. Oh, he got him. Yeah, you just kind of got. Absolutely got.
Yeah, honestly, that might be the X factor that Flash needs to make this back. Or
Yeah,
Vashes.
and he didn't let SaurDeux kind of get comfortable with the lead and 0.2 separation of percentages. As we got ourselves a game all of a sudden. As we got the mix. Jumps instead, and SaurDeux knew it.
Yeah, see, so to me, Mars is in such an awkward spot having to jump that high, and Zelda's, like, her up air is still good at catching people in that scenario.
I'm surprised with how little okay, you know, there it was. I was surprised though how little Dancing Blade we're seeing, because of all of the, yeah, that lightning kick will do it. That's Zelda, no shortage of kill power. With all of the moves that Marth has, and I mean, of course, Lucina being his Echo Fighter, one of the most consistent ones, despite your you dying on the hill of F tilt, one of the most consistent ones that everyone says is better with Marth is Dancing Blade. But not much Dancing Blade that came out from Vashes in either two games. It's been very much a much more like read sort of option. He's looking to use it to catch spot dodges, and SaurDeux wasn't really spot dodging all that much because Vashes wasn't grabbing all that much.
Yeah, it can. The thing with Dancing Blade, if you don't know the timings exactly, like if you haven't practiced it out like super hard, and you kind of mess it up, Zelda's either gonna neutral be out or fall down and shield, and if you shield, you might get hit with forward air out of shield, which is not, or back air, depending on what side you are, and that's not something you want to deal with. So unless you have it like labbed out perfectly, the risk reward may not be worth it.
Trying to think of the collision stage list not already doesn't have its fair share of counter picks, so that can be a good thing and a bad thing for Marth, because without crazy counter picks, that means your spacing is overall going to be pretty consistent. However, against a character like Zelda, you want to be able to have that X factor of a pick. And SaurDeux probably banned the two stages that Vashes wants to go to, like really like suit his game plan. So we could see right back to small battlefield, or perhaps a PS2 kind of pick. But I don't think we're gonna see Battlefield again. Normal Battlefield with the third platform. Yeah, small Battlefield it is.
Okay.
Classic Smash Ultimate message. Everything's a classic now.
Okay, that was a good setup with the knight, but Vashes was just too far, so wasn't really able to set up the mix and got punished for it.
Yeah. You know, SaurDeux is... He's not... he's been playing this game, or she, I don't know, they. They've been playing this game pretty solid thus far. But what I find interesting with their Zelda is, like, they don't use movement as a tool to bait. They use just extra hitboxes, stuff that they know they can recover from. That sucks.
Yeah,
Phantom's so good. It's so good.
Phantom had a tipper, that would have been bad.
Oh man. Like, look at that, covers the ledge, like hits platform. Oh my god. Forward throw, keep him off ledge. Reading jump, make him go to ledge, and resetting the situation. Zelda is one of the best characters at that by just recycling. It's the reason why, like, people complain that Zelda uses a lot of her special moves, because she can just reset the same situation over and over and over again until the damage gets high enough or she finally takes that kill.
Yeah, Zelda's set play is very strong, and if she doesn't get like the most out of her set play, she can just convert it right back into another like ledge scenario where she can set up again and try again for the next
That
one.
was incredible. You see that dash in, dash out? Like, that was such a good bait. It did not grab the dash attack. Okay. I mean, you're at 0. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I'm gonna eat my words and my socks if he keeps stringing these hits together.
Yeah, it's so hard. Once you're past night range, jumping is pretty bad from in that scenario. Just because dash attack is such a good zone breaker, and it'll either beat out or trade with like a lot of your aerials. And then you're both sent into distance where night becomes a factor again, and then you have to get back in. So definitely don't want to jump when you're close to Zelda. Only when you're far away, just to deal with the night.
Yeah, the bubble of effective range that Zelda has is pretty large, but once you're outside of that bubble, she can't really hurt you in a lot of ways. But that's where Marth kind of Marth and other close quarters fighters have to break into that zone, especially if SaurDeux is at the lead. It's they need to get damage somehow. They need to start taking these stocks, but Phantom in the middle of this stage is making life difficult.
Oh wow, nice up air. Usually you think he's back here, but that up air tippered. Oh my goodness, that air dodge up to, even though you got clipped by the neighbor's love.
Neutral air in. I want to see some more of these fairs. I feel like I haven't seen Vash throw out a forward air in a hot minute. He's just getting, partially because all of his jumps just keep getting stuffed.
Oh, good read on the roll in. That's gonna be it.
Yeah. Twinkle fingers. And sends Vashes, after a valiant effort, especially in that first game. He looks rather dominant. And even the second game